What separates seniors who thrive after 70 from those who merely survive? You're about to discover the specific words successful seniors say, the daily actions they take, and the places they go that keep them healthier, sharper, and more fulfilled than their peers, every single one backed by research and immediately actionable. There's one phrase that thriving seniors say multiple times daily that literally rewires their brain for resilience and longevity. Yet most people over 70 never say it at all, and starting to use it today could change your entire outlook within weeks. Roland, 73, from Minneapolis, transformed his retirement after attending a senior wellness seminar where the speaker asked one question: are you just aging, or are you actually living? That question made Roland examine what successful, vibrant seniors in his community were doing differently. Within 6 months of adopting their habits, his doctor was amazed by his health improvements. What winners say: 1. I'm grateful for 9. Successful seniors over 70 start their day by verbally expressing specific gratitude for 3 concrete things, not vague, generic statements, but actual detailed appreciation for specific people, experiences, or circumstances in their lives. This isn't about being polite or positive thinking for its own sake. This is about deliberately training your brain to focus on what's working rather than what's missing, what you have rather than what you've lost, and what brings meaning rather than what causes frustration. When you wake up and immediately identify 3 specific things you're genuinely grateful for, you're setting your brain's attentional filter to notice more positive aspects throughout your entire day. Your brain literally cannot focus on everything simultaneously, so whatever you train it to notice first thing in the morning becomes what it continues noticing all day long. Research from Harvard Medical School's Division of Behavioral Medicine shows that seniors who practice daily gratitude expression, specifically naming 3 things they appreciate each morning, experience 23% lower cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone that damages nearly every body system when chronically elevated, along with improved sleep quality, measurably reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety, and better cardiovascular health markers, including lower blood pressure compared to seniors who don't practice gratitude regularly. This isn't mystical thinking or wishful hoping. This is measurable neurological and physiological change that happens when you consistently direct your attention toward appreciation. Gratitude practice literally reduces inflammation in your body, strengthens your immune system, improves heart function, and changes the structure and function of your brain in ways that promote resilience and well-being. Sylvia, 76, from Tucson, started saying 3 specific gratitudes every morning while eating breakfast. Things like, I'm grateful my neighbor brought me tomatoes from her garden yesterday, rather than generic statements. Within 1 month, she noticed she was sleeping through the night without waking anxious, felt noticeably less worried throughout the day, and her blood pressure readings at her regular doctor's appointment had dropped into normal range for the first time in years. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, say out loud 3 specific things you're grateful for with concrete details. Not, I'm grateful for my family, but I'm grateful my daughter called yesterday to check on me and we laughed together about that old story. Not, I'm grateful for my health, but I'm grateful I can still walk to my mailbox independently and feel the sunshine on my face. The specificity matters because it engages your brain differently than vague generalities. Write these 3 gratitudes in a notebook if that helps you remember and track them. Do this every single morning without exception, even on difficult days when you have to search harder to find things to appreciate. Your brain physically rewires based on what you consistently focus on, so start rewiring it toward gratitude and appreciation today instead of worry and complaint. What winners say: 2. I can learn this. When faced with new technology, changed circumstances, unfamiliar situations, or any challenge that feels overwhelming, do you immediately say, I'm too old for this, or I'll never understand this? Or do you say, I can learn this and I'm still capable? The specific words you say to yourself about your own abilities have profound effects on what you actually attempt, how much effort you invest, and ultimately, what you achieve or fail to achieve. This isn't about empty positive affirmations or pretending limitations don't exist. This is about recognizing that the language you use to describe yourself literally shapes your brain's beliefs about what's possible, and those beliefs determine your actions, and your actions determine your outcomes. When you say, I'm too old, you're giving yourself permission to not try, and not trying guarantees failure. Stanford University's Center on Longevity has conducted extensive research showing that seniors who maintain what psychologists call growth mindset language, specifically using phrases like, I can learn this, I'm still capable, and I haven't figured this out yet, but I will, preserve cognitive function significantly better and show 40% less cognitive decline over 5-year periods compared to seniors who use fixed mindset language like, I'm too old, I can't, or this is just how I am. And your words shape your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your actions shape your capabilities, and your capabilities shape your independence and quality of life. Every time you say, I'm too old to learn this, you're actively choosing dependence over independence and decline over growth. Maurice, 71, from Atlanta, used to automatically say, I'm too old to understand smartphones, whenever his family tried teaching him, until his grandson directly challenged him by asking, are you really too old, or are you just scared of looking foolish while learning? By consciously changing his self-talk to, I can learn this, I just need practice, Maurice mastered texting, video calls, photo sharing, and even mobile banking within 3 months. Starting today, catch yourself whenever you begin to say, I'm too old for this, I can't do that, or any similar self-limiting statement. The moment you notice those words forming, stop yourself and immediately replace them with, I can learn this, or I'm still capable of figuring this out. Say it out loud, even if you don't fully believe it yet, because saying it rewires your brain gradually over time until you do believe it. Write this phrase on a note card and put it somewhere you'll see daily as a reminder. When facing anything new or challenging, whether it's technology, a new skill, or a changed circumstance, your first words should always be, I can learn this. Your words shape your brain's beliefs about your abilities, so choose empowering language starting right now. What winners do: 1. They move their bodies for 30 minutes daily. Successful, healthy seniors over 70 move their bodies deliberately and intentionally for at least 30 continuous minutes every single day, without exception, not necessarily intense exercise or gym workouts, but consistent, purposeful movement that elevates their heart rate moderately and engages their muscles. This could be walking around their neighborhood, swimming laps at a community pool, doing chair exercises in their living room, gardening vigorously, dancing to music, or any activity that keeps them moving continuously. The specific activity matters far less than the consistency and duration. 30 minutes daily of moderate movement is the minimum threshold where substantial health benefits begin accumulating. Benefits that dramatically affect your longevity, independence, and quality of life. The Mayo Clinic reports through multiple large-scale studies that seniors who engage in at least 30 minutes of moderate daily movement reduce their risk of heart disease and stroke by 35%, lower their risk of developing dementia and cognitive decline by 30%, improve balance and coordination, reducing dangerous fall risk by 40%, maintain muscle mass and bone density, preventing the frailty that leads to institutionalization, and preserve independence significantly longer than sedentary peers who move minimally. Every major body system benefits from daily movement. Your cardiovascular system grows stronger and more efficient. Your muscles maintain strength necessary for daily activities. Your bones resist the dangerous weakening that causes fractures. Your brain receives increased blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients that preserve cognitive function. Your balance system stays calibrated, preventing falls. Your mood improves through endorphin release. Movement is the closest thing to a miracle drug that exists. Ethel, 74, from Portland, could barely walk 5 minutes without severe knee pain 2 years ago and spent most days sitting in her recliner watching television. She started with daily 10-minute slow walks around her block, gradually building tolerance until she reached 30 continuous minutes, and now regularly hikes local nature trails weekly with a walking group she joined. Tomorrow morning, set a timer for 30 minutes and move your body continuously without stopping for that entire period. If you can walk outside safely, walk around your neighborhood at whatever pace feels comfortable. If walking outside isn't possible, walk inside your home or apartment back and forth. If standing and walking is too difficult, do seated chair exercises, moving your arms and legs continuously. If you have access to a pool, swim or walk in the water, which supports your joints. The specific activity doesn't matter nearly as much as moving continuously for 30 full minutes. Do this every single day, without excuses, without exceptions, making it as non-negotiable as taking essential medications or eating meals. Every day of inactivity costs you strength, balance, and independence that you'll never fully regain. So move your body today and every day forward. What winners do. 2. They maintain real social connections. The weekly. When was the last time you had a real, meaningful face-to-face conversation with someone outside your immediate household? Not a quick hello to a cashier or a brief phone call, but actual in-person interaction where you talked, listened, shared experiences, and felt genuine human connection. Thriving seniors over 70 prioritize regular weekly social interaction, deliberately scheduling time with friends, attending community groups, participating in club meetings, going to church or social events, or engaging in any activity that brings them into genuine contact with other people. This isn't optional self-care or something nice to do when convenient. This is essential preventive medicine that affects your physical health, mental health, cognitive function, and lifespan as dramatically as any medication or medical intervention. Research from the University of Michigan's Institute for Social Research, which has tracked thousands of seniors over decades, shows definitively that seniors with regular weekly in-person social interaction have 50% lower mortality risk from all causes, meaning they literally live longer, along with significantly reduced risk of developing dementia, measurably lower rates of depression and anxiety, better cardiovascular health, stronger immune function, and faster recovery from illness. Compared to socially isolated peers, social isolation affects your health as negatively as smoking 15 cigarettes daily, according to the data. Loneliness literally kills through multiple biological pathways, including elevated stress hormones, increased inflammation, weakened immune response, and accelerated cognitive decline. Human beings are fundamentally social creatures, and isolation violates our basic biological needs. Harold, 78, from Dallas, felt himself withdrawing socially after his wife passed away, spending entire weeks alone in his house without seeing anyone beyond grocery store encounters. His daughter insisted he join a senior center twice weekly for activities and meals, and within months his depression lifted completely. He made genuine friends, and he told his doctor he finally felt like he had reasons to live again rather than just existing. This week, schedule at least one in-person social activity and actually follow through. Call a friend you haven't seen recently and arrange to meet for coffee or lunch. Check your local senior center schedule and attend one activity that interests you. Visit your library for a program or lecture. Attend a church service or community group meeting. Stop by a neighbor's house for a brief visit. The specific activity matters less than the genuine face-to-face human connection. Make this a regular weekly minimum, not something you do occasionally when you feel like it. Put social time on your calendar like a doctor's appointment that cannot be cancelled. If you have no existing connections, reach out to family members, reconnect with old friends, or deliberately build new connections through organizations and groups. Isolation slowly kills both your body and your spirit, so connect with others starting this week and every week forward. Where winners go, 1. They go outside in nature. Regularly thriving seniors intentionally spend time outdoors in natural settings surrounded by trees, plants, water and greenery at least 3 times weekly, whether visiting parks, walking nature trails, sitting in gardens, or simply being outside where nature exists, rather than remaining constantly indoors, surrounded by walls and artificial environments. This isn't about intense outdoor recreation or wilderness adventure. This is simply about regular exposure to natural outdoor environments, which have measurable effects on stress levels, blood pressure, mood, sleep quality, and overall physical and mental health that cannot be replicated indoors, regardless of how nice your home is. Stanford University research demonstrates that seniors who spend at least 120 minutes total weekly in natural outdoor settings, which breaks down to just 3 40-minute visits or 4 30-minute visits, show significantly reduced blood pressure readings, lower cortisol stress hormone levels, improved mood and reduced anxiety and depression symptoms, better sleep quality, and better overall physical health markers, including stronger immune function compared to seniors who remain primarily indoors. Nature exposure affects human biology in profound ways that scientists are still working to fully understand. But the benefits are clear and substantial. Something about being surrounded by living green plants, hearing birds and wind, feeling natural air and sunlight changes your nervous system from stress to calm, lowers inflammation throughout your body, and restores mental and emotional resources that indoor environments deplete. Geneva, 72 from Seattle, started visiting a nearby park 3 times weekly just to sit on a bench under large trees for 30 minutes, not doing anything specific, just being present outdoors. Her therapist noticed her anxiety levels decreased dramatically, her mood improved substantially, and she no longer needed sleep aids within just 2 months of regular nature exposure. Tomorrow, go outside to the nearest park, garden, or any green space with trees and plants for at least 20 minutes. Sit on a bench if walking is difficult. Walk slowly if you're able. Simply observe and experience nature without distractions like your phone. Notice the trees, the plants, the sky, the birds, the feel of natural air. Do this at least 3 times every week without exception. If weather is severe, go as soon as conditions allow, but maintain the 3 weekly minimum. If you don't know where nearby nature spaces are, ask family members, search online for local parks, or simply find any area with trees and greenery. Nature heals your mind and body in ways that medicine and therapy cannot replicate. So get outside into natural settings today and make it a permanent habit. Where winners go to, they go to places that challenge their minds. Successful seniors regularly visit places outside their home that stimulate their minds, expose them to new information, and challenge them to think and learn, rather than only engaging in routine, familiar activities within the same environment day after day. This means going to libraries for lectures or browsing new books, visiting museums to see exhibits, attending community education classes, going to concerts or cultural performances, participating in discussion groups, or visiting any venue where you'll encounter new ideas, learn something you didn't know, or experience mental stimulation beyond your daily routine. Johns Hopkins research on cognitive aging shows clearly that seniors who regularly engage in mentally stimulating activities and deliberately seek novel experiences outside their familiar home environment maintain cognitive function significantly better, preserve memory and thinking skills longer, and delay the onset of dementia symptoms by an average of 5 years compared to seniors who maintain only routine activities in familiar environments. Your brain requires ongoing challenge and novelty to maintain its capabilities. When you do the same things in the same places day after day, your brain operates on autopilot using established neural pathways without building new ones. This allows unused brain regions to atrophy and cognitive abilities to decline progressively. Novel, challenging experiences force your brain to create new neural connections, strengthen existing ones, and maintain the flexibility and capacity that defines cognitive health. Clifford, 76, from Boston, joined a free lecture series at his local library covering diverse topics, including history, science, current events, and technology. His adult children noticed his conversation became noticeably more engaged and interesting. His memory seemed sharper, and he appeared mentally younger within just months of regular attendance. This week, identify one specific place you can go that will challenge your mind and expose you to something new. Check your public library's event schedule for lectures, programs, or classes. Research local museums and plan a visit to an exhibit you've never seen. Find community education programs offering courses to seniors. Many are free or low cost. Look for discussion groups, book clubs, or educational meetups in your area. Then actually go. Don't just research and plan. Make attending mentally stimulating places and events a regular weekly habit, not something you do once and forget. Your brain desperately needs novelty, challenge, and continued learning to stay sharp and functional. So give it new experiences starting now. The difference between seniors who thrive after 70 and those who decline isn't luck, genetics, or wealth. It's the specific daily choices they make consistently about what they say, what they do, and where they go. Saying, "I'm grateful, and I can learn this," instead of negative, self-limiting language, doing daily movement for 30 minutes, and maintaining weekly real social connections, and going outside in nature regularly and to places that challenge their minds. These aren't complicated or expensive changes. They're simple decisions followed by consistent action that compound over time into dramatically different health outcomes and quality of life. You don't need to implement everything simultaneously. Start with just one phrase you'll say differently, one action you'll take, and one place you'll go this week. Which one will you start? Tell me in the comments whether you're changing your words, your actions, or the places you go first, because your commitment might inspire another senior to take that crucial first step too. If you know someone over 70 who needs this guidance, share this video with them right now, because these simple research-backed changes could add years of healthy, independent, fulfilling life. Real transformation starts with one decision followed by one action. Make both today.